Just let everybody in. Go ahead and let everyone in.
What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Awakening World. It's a very special show. I'm coming to you live from the Haven in Ashland, Oregon, where we are going to have a satsang with the TwinRay and my good friend Johanna Beekman, who's here, and her partner Chad. We're going to also have a beautiful meditation with Deborah Juliet. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful show coming to you live. I've got a lot that I'm going to be interacting with, getting it all ready still, kind of hosting the Awakening World and hosting this event tonight. So I am going to turn it over to my co-pilot, my co-host, the man who makes all things happen. I'm going to turn it over to beautiful, beloved Omar Shard.
Welcome and namaste, everybody. How lovely to see us all. It's been an awesome day here in Colorado with blue skies and that pretty much every leaf of every tree is gone in the autumn. So looking forward to tonight. And thumbs up if my volume's okay, Bonnie? Yes, and good. And so let's just take a few deep breaths together. And I'm going to play us a song whilst Scott does his three-ring circus act. And yep. And as we come in, if we can mute ourselves, that's good because it unmutes all the time. So anyway, who's there? So Eleanor, can you hear me okay? Okay, great. Thank you very much. That's all I needed. And here we go. We're going to go into a song, and feel free to breathe and come into your heart and forget everything that's happened in your day, because tonight is a brand new moment, and let's fill it with love, and let's fill it with this thing right here. through the veil, a message through the veil. And so come all ye who are cold and lost to a new way of being, and a kingdom pure as gold, a kingdom pure as gold. Da 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 da.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, beautiful, beloved Omashar. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And we are going to ask Omashar to do another song.
Oh, right now?
Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. All right, I shall continue.
This one can be a short one because then we're going to do a little interview with Johanna.
Just buzz in and I'll stop it, all right?
Oh, you don't have to stop. You can go ahead and play the full song, and then we'll do our interview with Johanna. So you got actually 3, 4, 5 minutes is fine.
3, 4, 5 minutes. That's A, B, C, D. Cool, man. Here we go.
Whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. And thank you, Johanna, and thank you, Deborah, for holding the space for us.
It has XLR, a quarter inch in. These are the inputs.
Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, allow me to see beauty and love lives in me. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. The Spirit of love, this gift of grace, an open heart, this sacred space. Open my mind, allow me to see that I am whole and you live in me. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. And Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love,
my heart, allow me to see that you are here, you are me. Sing with me. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. The spirit of love, this gift of grace, our open hearts, the sacred space. Open our minds, allow us to see that we are whole, and you live in we. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are
We are holy. Johanna, awesome. Namaste, sweetheart. Welcome.
Namaste.
It's amazing all the shows that she's done, Omashar, and it's the first time we've actually met in person.
I did not even know that. However, we all feel so familiar that, I mean, goodness me, this is not the first road we've walked together. So there it is.
Many lifetimes, right?
Indeed. How cool.
So we
So,
are holy, holy, holy.
so I shall leave and let you two be.
But we will get more Omashar a little bit later. Here
Yes.
she is. Here's Johanna. And of course, you've seen her, our regulars have seen her on the show many, many times. First as a performer, as a co-host, as a producer of her own events. She created that amazing video doing Everything with Love. And welcome to Ashland and the Haven.
Yay. It's so good to be here. I've been to Ashland many, many times. I have never been to the Haven, but I think I may have had a dream that I knew where the Haven was the other night, because I thought I was driving to the Haven and I had exact like address and everything. It was half a block away.
Wow.
In my mind, I thought I had been here before. So there's something magical happening here, because I did get very close without an address.
And that it is it's a magical time. It's a magical place. Now
Yeah.
you just co-produced and put together this amazing festival.
Yep.
We of course promoted it. I think some of
Yeah.
our people came.
Yeah.
Tell us, and for everybody, it's the Bhakti Love Reunion.
Yeah.
And we did a big show about it 2 years in a row now.
Mhm.
How did it go? Tell our audience.
It was so beautiful. It was really, really incredible. The like-minded humans in this incredible sacred land that's very native inspired, the way that it's cultivated. And our friends Indy Rishi and the Cosmic Labyrinth were working with the owner of the land to restore native species of plants and all of this, propagate more natural ecosystem. And so it's been really amazing to see how this festival, like 2 years ago, we were all wearing masks and can we even go outside? Oh, maybe we could just do it under the stars. No one else is having festivals. And I said, let's just do it.
Yeah.
And we did it that first year and it was beautiful. And then everything opened up and I'm trying to tour and produce. And so I actually have decided that was my last year producing so that I can be with all of you here and everywhere again. I haven't even gone to the East Coast since the pandemic. I've just been kind of either West Coast touring or online, or I did my Costa Rica retreat last year. I just got to kind of figure out some new things. So I'm excited that I just kind of created some space. The festival was amazing. So many incredible humans. And it really, Jaya Lakshmi was there and she was talking to me about the energy of it. And she was like, this is the Bhakti spirit. And do you know what Bhakti is?
Tell her.
Bhakti. Bhakti is devotion or selfless service to something greater. And so we were all there in that specific mind frame and holding space for that. And a lot of these longtime devotees that came and sang with us and for this festival were having this experience of like, this is what it would be like if we were in India with our circuit friends from the festival circuit. You know, it was really amazing to see how it really did feel like a reunion, like a family that we have created for the last 2 years. People were giving each other hugs. It's so good to be back. And the local economy, we went to the store and the cashier's like, oh, you're from the Bhakti Love place. That's so great. We have a great influx of people. So it's really amazing to see how that really launched something in the community, and we'll hope that it continues. I won't be in charge anymore. Maybe I'll come back later.
And so many of our favorite people were there. Larissa Stowe, Jaya Lakshmi,
Donna Delori,
Jayu Tall. And Donna's going to be here. She's going to do a gig here in February.
Oh, amazing.
Right here in the Haven.
Amazing.
Of
We've been
course, Jaya
talking
Lakshmi's
about
been
getting
here.
her to Oregon. So we'll have to snap her up a little bit further north.
Yeah, get her up here.
Yeah. Her.
I mean, when she's up here, just have her come up.
Yeah,
where
we've
you
been
are.
talking about next year. So it's good to know that February is the time.
February is when she's coming.
Yeah, so come up to Oregon, everyone, in February. Go to Ashland, and we'll have Donna here, and then we'll have her in Corvallis and in Portland. It's going to be an amazing.
And hopefully it'll be warmer.
Warmer by
Do you
February.
think?
No, give it until May. That's why I tour a lot. That's why you see me in California, everyone. I don't live there, despite popular belief.
And tell us about the community. You know, you're such a community leader, and so many of the people have been on our show. How long have you all been together, playing together? Tell us a little bit of the history of the tribe.
Yeah.
And tell the audience, I know.
Well, we have this thing where we aren't looking into the screen at each other. This time we're looking at each other like
I know.
this. Okay.
I'm finally
Anyway.
next to her. It's hard.
This is real life.
Real life.
I love you, Isis. You're beautiful. Thank you. I love your laughter and your smile, your hair. You've got some vibes going on. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here. We are a community, so it takes a community to know a community, right? You know, and it really is very little separation between us here on the Awakening World and the community and the Bhakti circuit and the yoga circuit. You know, we all, like Scott and I, have for 20 years, you've been staying at that place.
At Shangri-La.
And I've been staying, I mean, this is one of my home away from home.
It's a space in Topanga where I had a wedding ceremony there, for heaven's sakes.
I'm just the next generation, I guess.
You're the next generation, that's true.
So we're about to have a birthday party there in Topanga. But, you know, it's been interesting, actually. For me, it's been about 10 years in this circuit. I was a musician before that. I did a lot of different kinds of touring, and a whole other life rebirth situation happened, as happens to all of us many times. Usually for me, every 7 years.
Commonality.
I'm on the verge of a new one. But anyway, so it's been really amazing because this circuit has been going on for years. I jumped onto it about 10 years ago and was welcomed with open arms by all of these beautiful, incredible humans who I really looked up to, like Jaya Lakshmi. Her song, This Is the Day, just took me into this new path in a way that I can't even explain. I was going through some, you know, trauma healing, as we do as humans, and some rewiring, and all the things that I thought were there were no longer there, as happens. I call them like a Kali moment, you know, when the Kali Yuga, it's like suddenly everything disappears. And I'm at the Oregon Country Fair, and there's Jaya Lakshmi singing This Is the Day, and the tears come. And her song, I don't know if the audience has heard it, but it says, this is the day when I throw it all away into the fire of the all-loving one. Now I have just what I need to be who I really am, right? No, to feel who I really am. And so it was that moment that I decided it was time for me to throw it all away. I had quit being a musician, become a yoga teacher, but and then I got back to the chant with the music. And so I sold my house in Portland, Oregon, bought an RV, went on the endless kirtan tour, and then everyone met me from east to west coast because I was driving around. Hey, Hans Christian, I'm coming through Midwest. Can we produce some music? Or, you know, Ragini, you know, everyone lives at different places. So I kind of created my own festival tour just with me. Hey, I'm coming. Let's make an event, a big event, you know? And so that's kind of how I ended up in production also, is that I have built this network, and I've seen how everyone knows each other, but maybe doesn't know know each other yet.
Mhm.
So I've become this connector. I call myself a pollinator.
Aha, you
A
are
pollinator, right?
Right.
So I see the need for something one place, and then I meet you. Oh, Scott has this show. I've got this incredible musician that has a new album. Let's hook her up with Scott.
Right.
Jerry Howard, by the way. You need to have her on the show again. She just came and played at my
Oh,
festival.
remind
She's from
me.
the East
Okay.
Coast. Anyway.
Yes, yeah, we should have Sherry on again.
Yeah, so we were in Costa Rica and Sherry came on, but it's really cool because Sherry and I knew each other through an artist named Garish, and then she now knows Jaya Lakshmi and is touring with Jaya Lakshmi because I connected the two of them when Sherry was
And you guys
traveling
all
through
have
Sedona.
a new coalition, the one that you and Larissa are involved in,
Oh, the Oracle Collective.
the Oracle Collective.
Yeah, so do you know Dave Stringer?
You
You-
connected me with.
Yes,
this.
so have Dave Stringer again. He's amazing. He and Kamini Natarajan, who we have had on the
Right, we've
show.
had on the show.
And a few others, Suzanne Sterling and Sean Johnson and the Wild Lotus Band, founded the Oracle Collective. And Dave Stringer, I think we've talked about this. He put in, because in the Grammys, there was not a category for chant and devotional music.
Right.
And so Dave Stringer created this through the Oracle Collective as a space where chant artists can be seen, heard, recognized, up in the forefront of pop culture. Eventually would be the hope that we're able to change the world from the inside like that. So thank you, Dave Stringer. So it's a very amazing circuit, and it's incredible how, whether you're a participant or you're at one of these festivals or the Oracle Collective fundraiser that I'm playing at next less than 2 weeks in LA, it's happening, 11/11 in Los Angeles. This is, there I am. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm right there.
You're right at right
That's
there.
great. It's
Yeah.
alphabetical. Don't get, oh, I'm not a headliner. It's just alphabetical. We're all together as one. And that's the great thing, is that, we can all be there. No
That's
one's
gonna be
name is
really
bigger.
fun.
than-
Look at
Yes.
that. Oh my
We're gonna
gosh.
sing some.
Suzanne
traditional
Sterling,
tunes.
longtime friend of mine.
Yeah, it's gonna be incredible. There's
Opie and
even-
Moon, they've been on the show. They're
Mhm.
great.
Yeah, Michael Hathaway, Kamini Natarajan, Larissa Stowe, Joss Jaffe. I think I've connected you with
Oh,
him.
Joss has been on many times.
And he also
He did
helped
the,
us
of
with
that song.
the
song,
Ribbon
right.
with Love.
Yeah.
So, the circuit's amazing. And again, Dave has all those same, he's a lot, Dave Stringer,
Right.
about this massive network that both of us have kind of created, and what to do with that.
Right.
Like you are also a pollinator of the
Right.
highest source. Thank you so much, Scott, for all of the support over the years. And that's really what it takes, a community to show up and co-create with spirit as a guide. So thank you
Beautiful.
for everything that you do in that regard as well.
Absolutely. So check out the Oracle Collective. I'm going to go to it one more time. And yes, we are going to have a meditation with Deborah in 4 minutes. But again, if people are interested in learning more, it's the Oracle Collective, and that's spelled AURICLE Collective, Oracle Collective. And for anybody in Southern California, go to this event on 11/11. Always make sure that you put your name and email address in.
Yeah.
And while we have Johanna here, I also want to just, what do you want people to know about that you're doing? You always are up to all sorts
Oh,
of
yeah.
amazing
Well-
things. And all things Johanna live online at johannasings.com.
Yeah.
Johanna Sings, there she is.
Great. Well, you can still get my lullaby yoga online, and it's actually a really good time to go into that sweet
Oops.
restorative yoga practice as it gets colder outside.
Mhm.
I lead people through poses of restorative yoga while doing sound healing and chanting, and really reset the nervous system with an inner child journey as well in that experience. And I am on tour. If anyone knows anyone in Washington or Oregon, I've got a few more dates, and then I'm just home for the winter. And I just released an album called Yoga Soundtracks Volume 2 with my co-producer Ben Leinbach. And you can find that on all streaming platforms. And if you happen to be in the Recording Academy, you can vote for us in the New Age Chant category. So that's somewhere on here, I think.
So let's see, where do we go?
Where do we go to? You go to music. Okay, and let's go down.
You look very serious in that
I
photograph.
need to change that
Yeah, that photo,
photograph.
you're so gorgeous.
I
That
know.
photo's got to go.
It's like,
You look like
boring.
Yeah.
Okay, so look at that. Oh, there it is. Johanna Beekman and Ben Leinbach, Yoga Soundtracks,
Beautiful.
Volume 2. So that's the newest of the chant, but it's actually in English, our native tongue.
Oh.
Every single song, but it's Rumi poems and reminders of that essence of who we are. So enjoy.
And
that.
I love that amazing video you put together. Where do we find that
Mantra
here?
Sangha Health and
Where do we
Healing.
find it?
Let's see. We go to YouTube. No, it's got to be on here somewhere.
Her mantra sangha, and I've played it, I think 3 times on the show over the years. It's so good.
There it is.
There it
There it
is.
is. Mantra Sangha official music video.
You guys, this is such an amazing video she put together with people from all over the world dancing, performing. You have what, 13 musicians, I think?
24 Bhakti
24
artists.
Bhakti artists
Yeah,
on
and then
this
I
album.
stop inviting people. But yeah, so it's a fundraiser for Matrada Nepal Foundation. If you ever come to one of my concerts, everything in my shop, also a portion of it goes to help that incredible organization that helps with the education and survival of children in Nepal's education. So
Mantra Sangha on YouTube, and Johanna Beekman, all things Johanna, is it Johanna Sings, and she's going to be singing all night long, well, kind of, live. So we're going to go to our meditation, and
send your friends in Ashland, Oregon over here tomorrow
night,
for
big concert with Johanna. So of course I'll be hosting it. It will not be online. It's so you got to come to Ashland.
Get on a plane and we'll see you soon.
Yep. And I'll see you in a little bit.
I look forward to it. Thanks, Scott.
All right. Love you.
Love you too. Real
Deborah,
life hugs.
We're going to go to you. Welcome, everybody. I want to welcome the people that are in TwinRay meditation watching. And we are about to go to Deborah Juliet for the evening meditation. Oh, she's going to need a little more time. Oh. Deborah is going to take a moment. So welcome, everybody. This is a chance for me to kind of give people the score of what's happening. We're here at the Haven, where we're about to have a live satsang with the TwinRay, actually with Sanandaji. Shakina Ma is with Kristen Hoffman tonight, working on her album. So it's going to be Sanandaji doing the satsang along with Johanna, who of course you've just spent some time with. And we're going to go to Deborah Juliet in a moment to do the evening meditation. And I guess this is a good opportunity for me to talk about what we're going to be doing on Saturday night. Saturday night, we're going to have a slightly different show. We're getting ready for Sacred Samhain and All Hallows Eve. And so Guinevere Bridge, who is quite an amazing psychic and intuitive, is going to be my co-host. We are going to look at segments from previous All Hallows Eve shows that we've done. We've done 3 in the past. And we're also going to honor Michael Tamura, who passed away. Some of you might remember Michael. He's been on the show a few times. Beautiful man. And he passed away yesterday. And so we're going to do a very special appreciation for Michael Tamura. So that's going to be on this Saturday night. And if any of you wear costumes, we will spotlight you. We'll spend a little time with the people on costume. Deborah, are you about ready? Okay. I am going to
Yes.
shift over. There's Deborah.
Namaste, everybody. Can you hear me all right? Is the
If
sound
people are
good?
just if we could ask people to be quiet up here and ask people down, please.
Thank you so much. And everybody can hear me on the show? All right?
Yes. we can hear you.
Wonderful. Everybody in this room can hear me all right? Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay, well then let's start. Let's try and go inward. And be very, very silent. Silently tuning into the love that we are. Can you still hear me? Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yes, you guys.
Okay, beautiful. So I invite you all beautiful angels tonight to sit together with me very straight as you can, to let the light come all the way in from the central sun through our crown chakra all the way down, heart chakra, to the root chakra, connecting with the center point of Mother Gaia. And I invite you now to take a deep breath in all the way into our belly, getting in all the love, the joy, the oxygen, everything that feeds us. Holding it to let the magic in our body swirl and dance around in every cell of our body. Let the light do the magic, and we deeply breathe out everything that we don't need and we don't want tonight. Let go. We let go of the day, yes. And we deeply breathe in all the sunshine, the love, the light, the pure essence of who we truly are. Let it do the magic everywhere. And we hold the breath. And now we deeply let go. Let go, let go, let go. Beautiful. And let us together now feel deep into our heart. Let us feel that ray of light coming all the way back up like a water fountain into our heart. And let this water fountain in the heart overflow and purify the heart and send out infinite amount of love everywhere. Beautiful. Let us feel that love melting. Okay, melting.
The online audience here should find. It's the live audience.
Okay, sorry. Melt, so the love melting into each other's love, so that we really feel the infinite unity that we are. Nobody's left out. We are all one. Always, always now. Always love and always God. And I invite all of us now to stop being the servants of our thoughts. Because God really speaks in silence to us. So I invite us all to gently and kindly send those beautiful thoughts that have served us many times all the way back to the center of the universe where they came from. And I invite us all to now serve the divine in that full silence. And maybe Omashar, if you want to play a little music to accompany us, that would be beautiful. Yes, thank you so much.
simply invite you to stay in that silent space of expanded love and light and joy that you are. And feel the gratitude that you have for today, for all being together now, for just being able to breathe, being able to experience each other now, being able to be alive on this planet in those magical times. Let us fill up our heart with that love and gratitude. And let us envision now the most sacred, divine, and beautiful place that we can for this divine Mother Earth. I invite you now to have the most precise vision of our holy planet, the way she deserves to be treated by us, the way she always wanted us to be with her, in her, on her, the joy that she always wanted us to feel, the love that she always was giving and is constantly giving us. We came from her and we will go back to her. We are nothing without her. Let us now together envision this healed planet, this beautiful, wonderful, light-giving, love-giving planet in its most divine way. What do you feel when you see that vision? What do you see? What do you smell? What do you hear? Do you hear the laughter of all the children of the light? Do you feel those beautiful, magical, golden palaces, maybe? Do you dare to see and feel the abundance on this planet, the way that you always knew it, the way that you always wanted it, the way you came here to manifest it? And you feel that light that gives you all the energy for which you came. You feel the joy within you rising and rising and rising, knowing that it is already here now. And you feel that beautiful dream that is going to be that is manifesting right now. While we speak, while we breathe it in, we breathe it out. While we feel it, the earth feels it with us. And more and more and more, every day a little bit more. She's connecting our lights above our heads. And she brings that light back. Every time we are in tune, our rays of light are connecting with her heart and with the heart of the universe. And the great lights are shining even brighter, feeding her back. Every signal of love is feeding her, and she gives it back 1,000-fold. Wonderful, I can feel that love of yours. And Mother Earth is so grateful, so grateful. She says, thank you. And she gives it all back. Live the life that is your birthright. Live the light that you came for to live. Don't dream your life, live your dream now. Always in the precious moment of now, shall we be united. as the divine children of the light that we are. And like children, we are so loved, so blessed, always. The grace is always there. The love is always there. Feel how loved you are, always, always. Children of the light, you are such powerful, beautiful manifestors. And Mother Earth gave you everything for you to live your dream and make your dream come true. Right here, right now. In that deep love that you. There is only love. There is only God, and there is only now.
Thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
My pleasure as always. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's
Thank
beautiful.
you, angels.
We're going to get ready to do the satsang. I need to make a couple of announcements. I want to invite, if some of you guys can come over here so that latecomers can go into the easy seats. So we've got all these empty seats here. So as many of you can come on over to this side of the room, that would be awesome. And while we're doing that, I'm going to have a little something special for our online audience. Maggie is here.
Hello.
And you've seen Maggie on the show. She's led a KES healing for us. She's played music. I saw her play music at the last satsang that we did. And she's got something really cool to share about a new free offering from the TwinRay. So Maggie, tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you, Scott. And yeah, we just wanted to share that we launched today a free course called Soul Intelligence. And it's all about, Scott's going to pull up the landing page. So the soul's journey, lessons, karma, and liberation. And it's a beautiful course that is now a gift and it is for free. And so we just wanted to take a moment to invite everyone to this course. And there's some really valuable information on it, whether you've been on the path for a long time or are new to the path. It's a really great place to start or join in on. And so we'll put the link in the chat. And then for those of you watching the replay, the link's going to be the one I sent you. So the other one.
All right. Can they find it if they go to twinray.com?
You could find it on right now Facebook, Instagram, and then also our TikTok. It is going to be the main link on all of those channels. And then if you join the email list, you'll be emailed it.
Great.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really, really cool. So a free offering. Thank you, Maggie. She's taking good care of Jasmine Bear, by the way.
Jazzy Bear so much.
And you can see our Haven family that's arriving. TwinRay community coming in. And we are going to go to Omashar for one more song online, and then we're going to turn over to Johanna because Johanna sings. But right now, Omashar is going to give us one more song tonight. Take it away, brother.
light, worlds converging, love in our hearts keeps us flowing, light in our minds, spirit emerging, moving on through all the troubles, letting them go. Life unravels, homeward we travel. Whoa. Homeward we travel. And we're not alone on this blue-green planet. Angels are here to assist us, and seeds that we sow growing within us, hands that we hold. We're here to serve, we're here to serve, and moving on through all the troubles, letting them go. Life unravels, homeward we travel. Homeward we travel. And distant light, the soul is yearning. Distant light, worlds converging, love in our hearts keeps us flowing, light in our minds, spirit emerging, and moving on through all the troubles, letting them go. Life unravels, homeward we travel. Homeward we travel.
Thank you so much, beautiful, beloved brother Omashar, for 3 songs tonight. Thank you. And we are now going to switch over to the TwinRay Haven camera. We're going to now go into music from Johanna and the entrance of Sanandaji. So there we go. And there's Johanna on camera. Of course, perfect timing, right?
My purse is all the way over there.
Do you need it?
No, it's just the road light.
Okay. And the camera's there, so look at the camera that way. That's, I know. That's where you want to look.
Everybody, it's nice to see you. That was a nice behind the scenes moment. You don't get to see those when I'm in my studio at home. You don't need to know what's below the waist. It's usually sweatpants. Sweats. All right, so all jokes aside, it's really, let's just start by having some sound healing moments, dropping into our energetic breath. That's sweet.
a joy to be with you all. Thank you for joining us. Such a treat, truly. It's an honor to share this space and just co-create together. Take a deep breath, opening our eyes, breathing into our sacred hearts. Letting the day fall away.
Letting everything go. Allowing yourself to be present right here with each other. As we breathe this collective breath, we are reminded in the inherent oneness that is within us and around us. So let's open up further to any magic that wants to come through, any healings, any opportunities for manifestation, any aspect of life that need self-correction, any intentions that you may have in your heart, or for any member, for the world collectively. May we collectively seed peace in this moment as the world needs this, most importantly. To unify this collective field, and we co-create this journey together. And let's collectively chant, setting up the fields. Om Shanti, just very peaceful, seeding peace, fabric of the here and now, to ripple out for all that needs, for the pieces to be whole. We invoke into this space. We invoke holy grace into our hearts. We invoke light of truth to guide our path. We invoke divine love to give us purpose with every breath we take.
Breathing deeper. Opening your heart wider. I'd love to pass it into the sonic alchemy. Yeah.
We could all start Om Shanti together. We could sing, if it's part of your practice, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Churma Amritam Gamaya. Now, if that sounded like a handful or a mouthful, you can just sing Om Shanti the whole time. And then there are three. You can't hear me. Okay. Can you hear me now? No. Is that speaker over there doing anything? The one right there?
Very low.
Maybe if I just sing instead of speaking, you can hear me, yeah? Yeah, let's just sing it, yeah? Shanti.
Who feels different? Take note how you feel. And breathe into that, expand that. Send that out intentionally. Just simply sing and taking this moment to chant collectively, offering an act of devotion, of meditation, of prayer, of intention. It goes a long way. And so tonight, I want to keep this very fluid.
Between the technical difficulties, we will be fluid. We're having a little drama over by you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, let's just turn it up over here and turn that one off and kind of include it. Housekeeping notes. I apologize.
Hello, online audience. We are working on getting the sound boosted. So be patient with us. This might be a good moment for you to introduce briefly, Carol. Yeah?
Do we have a microphone?
Yes, we do.
Working on it.
The unbinding of the karmic knots.
Is it Mercury retrograde?
It always is in our field for some reason.
No, I started singing that song and it just made me cry.
I'm Craig. Put the camera on them.
Oh, I hope I'm okay. It's okay.
You're perfect. It's good to have you.
Nice to see you. Thank you. You made me cry. I wasn't ready for that. I love you so much, Deborah. I'm so thrilled to be here with you.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Okay, I would love to introduce all of you.
Louder, Deborah, much louder.
My voice kind of does when I'm emotional. So yeah, one of probably the most important moments of my life was when our beloved Mother Shannon said to me, Deborah, I want to know each and every person in Ashland who needs help, and then we help. And that day, I put on my jeans, my t-shirt, and went to our Lithia Parks. And the first angel I met, is someone many of us already know very well. And so our beautiful Carol is taking care in the name of Peace House. In the name of Peace House. So I think peace. Perfect name, perfect time, space to think of peace. And she has been an angel for Ashland for the last more than 30 years, feeding homeless, taking care really of every soul more or less here. And I would love you to tell us more. We are every Tuesday all coming together and helping our beloved Carol to feed all the homeless, and she might need a little bit more help. That's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. And for me, it's really my thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. So, here you go. So, Mike.
Okay. Wow. I'm glad we got to listen to a song before that. Sing a little bit, even though I can't sing as high as I used to. Oh, I see you. 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 I will never not see you, Donna. I just, in the last few months, our program has benefited so much from this community because these powerful people have come in and provided us with sometimes just a simple, very slow chop. Very present. Sometimes highly productive production. And it's been so wonderful to feel the connectivity for the love that's been brought into the kitchen, where I didn't experience it before. So everyone here is always invited to come, both for the food prep, produce sorting, different roles that people might play, but also just the support has been already so impressive and wonderful. And I actually don't know what I would do without it right now. So first of all, thank you. I don't know why I was so nervous to come. I was so nervous to come. I was like, I don't have no fucking white pants. I'm sorry to put it like that, but like, I just don't know what to wear. That's why I was late. I was like, I guess I'm just gonna wear my jeans. You know, I was okay. Totally. But then I got here, my heart got in place. And I appreciate that. That's why I cried, and I'm still crying. That's like one of those things the Dyer family does, I guess. But Peace House needs you. Peace House is an organization, it's 40 years old. It has lots of things about it. Our group does the meal, plus we also, you know, we send books to prisoners. So that's another project we do. The other projects we do is we help people communicate like in a nonviolent communication method for issues around peace and justice. So that's kind of our gig. But it's a little more than that, but that's kind of like the basic summary. Our work on the food is really just like, let's feed people. It's not really anything more or less than that. We just want to feed hungry people. And it turns out there's a lot more hungry people than even come to our meals. I didn't realize you were going to be. So it's really fun to do that. Yesterday I had an experience with disgruntled Dave, I call him, who's in a chair. He's got his chihuahua, he's in his electric wheelchair, and he couldn't figure out how to get enough food for himself and the next day, which he survives through in the method. So I went through the line, I just got him a special plate, okay? And when I was delivering it to him, and I knew I was upsetting the person that was picking up our compost, and I was late getting back to the kitchen, and it was kind of stressful. And I was like, wait a minute, this is my mission. This is what I'm doing, I'm helping disgruntled Dave. Where I was just like, well, can I help you? And that thing, and he's like using all his accessible limbs, and he's got a dog, and he's trying to figure it out. Luckily, it wasn't raining, but next week it's gonna rain. And so, as far as an ask, we don't have a place to go inside. The city of Ashland just turned us down. Even though the Boy Scouts use Pioneer Hall, we're not allowed to use it. And it's official. We're not officially not allowed to use that public space. I don't know what we're gonna do. Maybe we need to set up big circus tents or figure out some sort of quasi-indoor area, but a lot of the people we serve are not, I don't know, these are people, like these are, many of the people that we serve live inside. Many of them are seniors, many of them have disabilities. We have children, many more than 10 under 16-year-old kids eat our food. For this teeny little town, that's a lot. So I guess if I was gonna make an ask, which is what you were trying to let me know about, I need help. I don't know what to do. We're not trying to create disruption in neighborhoods or anything like this. We need to feed these people. And I love that there's more than 5 people that I recognize from the kitchen right now because they know what we put into it. And we got the fruit salad, and we got the lettuce salad, and we got the meat sections for some of those people who like to eat that. And, so thank you so much for having me. I mean, what I need is just a continuance of what you're already giving. Maybe we could try to figure out a way to step it up to support a safe inside venue for people to be able to eat. One thing I realized from Disgruntled Dave is that he gets all his food for the whole week at a meal. That's when I finally spent half an hour with him, I realized this is his food. This is his food. So he's a really nice dude. And I hope that we can, when we're sharing this love that's universal, we can make it local. And just keep in mind our power as individuals and as a community to support people that are actually in need right amid our lives, right in our midst. And I just also want to thank Deborah because she's damn cool. I'm not the best at communicating in these certain ways, but I will say that I just am so open to all these teachings, and I feel that the way that it's come into my kitchen is nothing but love. And I appreciate already so much that you've given Deborah and Donna, everyone here that I can see that comes to the kitchen. And so my last thing is just to say thank you.
One must say it was easy to love you from the beginning. You had spent so many years in India and we were singing kirtan.
And I like kirtan.
How can we help?
There's always a way. So we will definitely put out the call to find the perfect place and create that. So thank you for asking for help, because that's a very big part of the journey, is to actually ask, to be in reception to that request. Yes, we'll do what we absolutely can, and we'll ask and find out the appropriate place, and we'll need to know a little bit of logistics of like where it is and those aspects, but we'll make something happen. We love to help miracles unfold, so let's make it happen. Thank you.
I think it would be good to go into a song.
Oh God, I got set up.
Do a little show. How's it going?
The women in the kitchen are laughing.
It's important to just mention as well, you know, it's when someone is full and they have food in their stomach, you know, it's something that you can obviously help them receive when they're fed. It's hard to receive any type of spiritual nutrition if you don't have the physical nutrition as well. And so you said that all you do is feed people, and that's all you want to do is feed people. That's exactly all we want to do as well. Maybe just a different type of food. Exactly. That's all we're really here to do, is to feed the soul.
Scott, is that what you're doing too?
That's what we're all doing.
Amen.
That's what we're all doing.
Amen. Takes a village, right? I love this. And I am gonna sing, but I've been traveling for a long time, and there are like-minded humans everywhere. And there are people who believe exactly what we're doing, and they're doing it, so. You are the sun.
We have some questions.
Yay!
Beautiful, thank you.
I bet you have some answers.
Hope so.
Thank you, Johanna.
Thank you.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Our first question is how to work with the lunar eclipse energy that's taking place on Saturday.
Beautiful question. Okay, so when we understand the lunar eclipse and solar eclipses, the mechanism that's playing out is both macro and micro. So it's within you and around you. So our concept of astrology, our concept of understanding reality is probably similar to how everyone has come to realize that it's all a reflection of your own self. And the moon teaches us our feeling centers, what we attract in this world, how we feel about this world, and also our perception of how the world feels about us. And so the moon has many different phases, the waxing and waning cycle, and it shows the different aspects of our emotions. It shows the different aspects of how we perceive something. We may experience something in one day from one state of emotion, and then the next day it shifts depending upon how we're feeling. Just as a relationship goes through many different phases and cycles. And so the moon reflects, it's not just the aspect of our emotional body, it's the aspect of our attractions, of what we're attracting into our life, what we're shedding, what we're cleansing out of our life. And so when we see eclipses, historically, especially through antiquity, eclipses were generally feared because it was a state of the unknown, what's actually going on. And so there's a collective sort of fear around eclipses. And now we can see them as more of a marvel, as the wonder of what the dance is of the planets and the stars. However, what it means when we start looking at our energetics of our biology, we can start recognizing that everything that we're perceiving is electromagnetic energy. And so it has a lunar force and a solar force. The receptivity and the sending of energy. And so that masculine and feminine dance is also expressed in an eclipse. So when the eclipse occurs, it's a reboot of that quality of our own consciousness. If it's a partial eclipse or it's a full eclipse, it's a reboot. So it's rebooting our perceptual sense of how we feel about the world and how the world feels about us. We also have this channel that runs through our internal circuitry system. So just as we have physical matter, we have meridian systems, we have chakras, we have all this internal biocircuitries, just like inside of a computer, this circuitry. Our circuitry is not only just physical, it's also energetic. And so we have a masculine and a feminine aspect within our energetic structure. The lunar principle is the feminine. And so when that eclipse occurs, there's a marriage that occurs in the outer extension of our field, in the astral body or the astrological body of our energy field. Those two energies, solar and feminine, they come into harmony. This opens up pathways inside you to actually connect into what's called the Sushumnic channel, the channel of grace, the channel of peace, the channel of harmony. So you can actually use the alchemy of the stars, you can use the alchemy of this portal to balance not only your internal space, but your life. So anything that's out of balance, anything that needs a reset, sometimes you get so much lag on your computer that you just open up different applications and programs. Sometimes you have so many thoughts, you have so many responsibilities, you're so heavy in life that you feel vacation. These times are resetting, sort of resetting the operating system. And so every time we have a lunar or a solar eclipse, solar is a little bit different, but a lunar eclipse is speaking about what you need to reset in your own operating system in your life. And so you use that to then basically bring that aspect into your life and many aspects that may need harmony and balance. So we've gone from an external into an internal perception of eclipse. I hope that answers your question. Not sure if it does, but I hope it does.
Dorina Joy from Ecuador has a question. She says, thank you for this evening. What are the most important and even radical actions and solutions we can collectively bring and engage in, beside prayer and meditation, to help bring lasting peace where it is needed most in the world?
Beautiful question. Well, there's really a full spectrum of ways in which we can support. And first we have to, of course, come to that state of being to know how important it is to support others. How that when we see that there's no division between us or other, there is no such thing as other. And so when we come from that space then the solutions can easily be found. But it doesn't have to be something grandiose. It can be something simple as, you know, feeding anyone in need in the supermarket, paying forward for the support. When we talk about a grand scale, we need to unify. We need to unify and come together with a collective purpose that can actually do good. And it's how we do it is that's most important. What is more radical than being love in action? If we are love in action, if we are that force of goodwill and we come together and we know our inner power and we collectively unify that inner power, there's nothing that we can't achieve. It's only when we come together. The reason why there's so much distortion in this collective play, because the separation that one feels internally and the separation that is exemplified externally. If we come together, no matter what our differences are, and we come together and we can unify and we can find solutions when we are willing to find solutions, and we just ask, what are the needs? That's really what has to happen, is what are those needs? Whether we're helping one person or an entire nation, what are the needs of these people? And when we understand the needs, then we can show up together. So first we have to do the inner work. But sometimes when you show up, you're doing the inner work simultaneously. You're using that as an opportunity to do that consistent inner work by recognizing yourself and the other. And when we do that and we show up in that way, then there's more humility, there's more compassion, there's more grace that opens up when you stop focusing on the I. The most powerful work you can do is be selfless and be empty in that selfless action and seek no reward for what you're doing. It happens, and then something greater opens up. You open yourself up to something greater, and that is the land of all solutions.
Question about sacred Samhain, maybe a little bit about the history and how to work with that energy.
Yes, it's coming up. So we like to see Samhain as pulling off the masks. You know, we have these masks on in life, and sometimes those masks are quite grotesque. Sometimes they are the shadows that we don't want others to see. Sometimes they are our own feelings of ourselves and others. And this opportunity through this veil is not just about connecting to the other sides. Be careful when you play in those arts. But most importantly, it's about removing the illusions that we've constructed around ourselves, our self-perception, our opinions of ourselves and others. When we strip those away, we can start seeing that one true aspect that unifies us all. And so in antiquity, the Devas and the Asuras were the demonic aspects. And so when we understand demon as division of minds, the divided minds, it's a mind that has created separation because of its lack of virtue. When we see those Asuras, in antiquity it was perceived as the Asuras are those negative traits inside the vices in opposition to the virtues. And so when we pull off the mask, we're more authentic, we're more transparent, we're more loving, we're more kind, we're actually returning to who we truly are, not who we've been conditioned or have impressions through traumas and through dramas of life that we've created these barriers around. And so the traditional aspect of this time is to put masks on, but we like to encourage to take masks off. And as you take those masks off, expose them for what they are. They're just constructs. They're constructs of thoughts of ourself. They're constructs of others. They're constructs of archetypes and archetraits. And this time is a perfect time to pierce through the veil. Why would one want to pierce through the veil? So one can see how eternal we truly are. You know, how we play in this game that we call life, and it's so temporal. It's coming and going. It's transactional. But there's an aspect of us that is eternal, that when we peek into that truth, when we taste that nectar of truth, it allows us to see the sense of this madness, and it allows us to remember why we're truly here. And so coming together, it's also a great time of celebrating our true eternal nature. And then there's also many different types of beings and during this time. So shielding yourself and protecting yourself, but knowing that everything that you see externally is a production and a projection of what you have internally. And so again, the demons are the divisions of one's mind. And so may we use this time to unify. May not be the most sort of historic answer, but we feel it's the most appropriate. And I say we because Shakina Ma's always with us. She's right here.
She's getting bigger.
Yeah, exactly. She does that. Yeah, she does that.
Just a little bit more, because of course it's Sacred Samhain, All Hallows Eve, the Day of the Dead. Is indeed there's something about this particular time of the year, why so many different cultures have created connection to the other side?
Yeah, because it's the most easiest time to have those connections. It's a time where it's like getting a hall pass, so to speak, to enter back into this realm. And so that is truly what occurs. It's a time to actually enter back, but it's also a time for us to enter those worlds as well, if we know how to construct the energetic body accordingly. But you can astral travel, you can peer into those worlds, but they get a pass to come here and reconnect. And the main reason for this was actually to process, purify, and commit those things that they didn't get to do in their lifetimes. That's the true purpose of how we've understood it, is to come back to complete those loose ends.
So what degree then is it about them coming back to complete, and to what degree do we carry the genetic code of our ancestors and it's up to us to complete what they couldn't?
Yeah, well, it's both, really. It's both, because we are extensions of our ancestors. We are living embodiments of the tree of life inside of us. And so we have an ancestral tree that's genetically equipped into our DNA, and we also have a soul tree. So when we understand that we're not individuals, which means in divide, we are actually sovereign, unified beings, that we are here to come through as an extension of all the ones of the past. And we carry their songs. We are also standing on their shoulders of great giants that came before us. And so when we hold that in a heart of humility, they can live through us as well. And this time, it's a time where that becomes more of the forefront of our awareness. And to heal and to make any aspects that are preventing us from realizing the unity that we all truly are and that we live in. And every family line reconnects to the same source. So our focus is always bettering your genetics, bettering your inherent program scripts, basically, by realizing who you truly are, and helping the ancestors also remember who they are. And so sometimes they need to come back, they connect for those very reminders. And sometimes they provide those reminders for ones in their family that they don't know. Because when you're in the spirit world, a lifetime here is like a long weekend. That's what many don't realize. Our life, whether we live 80, 90, 100 years, or we crack the code of immortality and we live long we choose, but it's basically a long weekend here. And so in spirit world, there's no time really. And this is a moment where there's a portal that opens up for this opportunity.
Last question, and then I'd love to open it up to our guests in person.
Yes.
When Shakina Ma, in a previous conversation with me, talked about some of the things we have to be careful with during this time of year.
Yes. So when we open up the field and when we play in in certain holy times, holy nights and holy days, there can be dimensional doors that open up, and there can be certain energies that are invited, that are seeking the light. And again, it's about being mindful of all of it. There's also an inverse to this universe, and so there's also the underworld as the higher worlds. So when we understand that, but we don't fear that, it's not to fear that, it's just to put it into perspective. There's just an infinite array of different realms and realities or lokas. And when we understand that and we're playing in these portals, it's important to protect yourself so you don't bring on anything that's unnecessary in your life. And so for us, we always mention, I'm sure everyone knows this by now, is to protect yourself. And protect yourself simple with some simple salt. For example, crystallized light is what salt is. And you use that, you can create fields, you can create circles for. You can use sage, a simple sage. You can just play beautiful high vibrational music that we're listening to tonight, and as well that rises the frequency and purifies the density. And you can put essential oils on. You can play with it. But what you want to do is invite whatever that shadow is, if it's willing, to become whole again. So it's the protection's also for them, because you're so light, you're going to evaporate them. So sometimes it's not so much like, oh, I need protection from this darkness. It's like sometimes the darkness wants to stay dark, and because it wants to live in that expression. So, inviting it to actually become whole and unify into a higher expression is also some noble work. But that's called shadow diving or light diving. And sometimes we like to keep it on the surface level of all things are rosy and a color spectrum. And in truth, we have to understand the absolute as all of it and not just a part of it. And each aspect during this time, even if they're scared of becoming whole, sometimes that's really the purpose for that encounter. Yeah.
Do we have any questions from our live audience?
Or should we go into a song and then go back to questions? Some sonic alchemy.
Actually, that was inspired by something you just said. So.
Beautiful. What did I just say?
Well, you were talking about ancestral DNA and this work that we have, and how the veil between the worlds is thin at this time. In my, I don't know if you said it in those words, but the travel is available at that time. And I've had a lot of people cross over recently, and I just released an album, and this song came through in reverence for all those who are with us and elsewhere and have taught us to love better on this plane. So it's called Love Lives.
Aquapar.
Yeah, it seems appropriate while we think of the rest of the things that we would like to know from this beautiful soul. That was very, very beautiful. Inspiration. So we'll sing together if we would like. Love, light, always. Love knows love. Love lives in all ways. Love grows love.
Rose
From love grows love. How beautiful.
Mm. You have a question over there.
Blessing, Huggy.
What is the prophecy of the Essenes?
Oh. which one? So, okay. Prophecy of the Essenes. Who are the Essenes would be a nice question first to answer for some that don't know, that are live and streaming. So the Essenes translates as the children of light, the essence of life, essence of light, children of light, God's light. And the Essenes, everyone in this field will know the Essenes, and most will as well that are tuning in. And the Essenes lived a very, very sacred life. The main prophecy was to prepare the community for the Messiah that was coming in that epoch. But it wasn't just one being, it was the entire community. It's perceived as one being that came through a very specific portal, a very specific astrological alignments. And the Christ configuration was embedded into that very incarnation. Because the Essenes were profound astrologers, they would map every single thing to actually have conscious conception. So they would know exactly when they would be having a child and why they would be having a child, because they would be speaking to the soul of that child before it would actually, they would choose to actually consecrate that soul into existence. And there was many different aspects of, we could just speak only about the Essenes, and maybe we do that another time. But the prophecy of antiquity was really to prepare the entire organism to go through that planetary initiation that was here to return Christ consciousness on the planet. And it was a full embodiment of the community living a very specific way of life, a way of living. The prophecy in this era, returning that, is to remember and bring that back. But it's not the Essene group of a selected minority. It's to bring that Essene way back into life, and for many to remember that. And the way, that was what was spoken of in the Essene tradition. It was called the way. And the way was a path of just living as an expression and an extension of God. And that was, everyone had their role in that community. It's very communal living. And in this, it's interesting because there's actually an Essene Bible that has been written. I think it was actually written from someone that lives in Oregon, interestingly enough. We know this because we were gifted this Bible, and it was gifted to us. And the collective prophecy was one of the children of light, basically remembering who they are and here, and bringing back antiqual sacred community into this modern time. And there's a bit more depth into it. There's thousands of pages of a specific prophecy that's been spoken, but the concept is to bring back the way of living, the way of life, the way of God. And the Essene essence is also expressed as the original 12 tribes that started seeding life on this planet. So the 12 original tribes were also the tribes of the Essenes that were, so that whole extension, that whole expression of the tribes that created life were seen to as create life. And that means it's not just, a Jewish tradition. It's a multicultural tradition. It's a multicultural expression, and it goes well beyond one minority, and it goes all the way back
to Lemuria. So the prophecy is to bring back that time and live it again, where we live in the Messianic age or the Golden Age. And so that is the Essene in a nutshell. There's more to it, but I think we can have a very dedicated time to go over it. Yeah. Yeah.
Can I just ask a little add-on to that question? The original 12 races that have come from the stars, and there's actually the 13 that isn't always talked about. How does this relate to the Essene pathway with like stars and the multidimensional? Are you open to speak on that?
I'm getting quite sci-fi. Which is fine, I can definitely go there. So with star mapping and understanding the trajectory of the soul and its incarnation, there's certain work that has to be done on the planet for certain souls to actually enter the planet. Our planet has stargate, has ley lines, it has external lines, it has chakra systems, it has portals, it has dimensional doors, it has all this phenomenology of energetic architecture that allows our plane of existence to connect to the infinite worlds, many, many dimensions, many, many realities. And our plane of Earth is one that is a bridge to many. The ancients know this and would chart the maps, not only of the stars, but also of the Earth grids. And at certain portals, at certain times, with certain rituals, you could actually bridge worlds and actually bring souls in from different. And so the original seeding is thought to have go back to the times of Lemuria, and this was a time of Pangaea, a time where Pan meaning all of Gaia was unified, and different tribes from the stars and indigenous prophecies speak of this, and we're entering that time now where it's the returning of the ones that have been chosen. We chose ourselves to come now, and when the different star nations would actually unify the earth, and so certain tribes such as the Essenes would choose to bring high souls through, help bridge those worlds and help bring back basically different traditions that were lost on this planet due to catastrophes. So I try to keep it as simple. I can go, but I just yes, you're welcome. Yeah. Okay. Any questions, beloveds, that come to hearts or minds?
I just want to know about the 13th race. No, I'm just just kidding, actually. Someday, maybe when we have more time.
Yes. Well, the 13th is also an extension of the 12th.
Okay.
Yeah. So the 13th come through the 12 unifying as one. And the 13th is the entire sort of apex of the entire collective 12 unifying.
Oh, right.
Just like we have the 13th zodiac sign. But you can't access the 13th zodiac sign until you learn all the lessons of each one of the archetypes of which the stars have been guiding the pathway of the light, being the sun, the ecliptic that we travel through every year. We get guided through different initiations. And the 13th is when we learn the 12, and the 13th is the ascension. So it's all the 12 unified as one. Yeah.
Awesome.
I actually do have a small question.
Yes.
This may sound sort of basic, but what's your counsel for what you see as the biggest barrier for us to stop otherizing each other?
Otherizing.
So how can we stop otherizing each other? I feel like there's like some really small things we do, which sometimes I miss, that you might have a reflection on, or teaching that you can draw from, about how we see each other without without the otherizing.
So
separate.
yeah, is a sort of seeing someone as separate from you. Yeah, beautiful. Close the gap.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's a profound question, actually. It's a deep question. And it's an inner job. It's the inner work. How can we know that someone is different from a concept alone? How can we know that someone is the same from a concept alone? We can't trust either. We have to have a direct realization. You know, our mind is programmed to externalize ourselves and we see everything as separate. But there's one thing that we don't look at, but we see every single day, and it's space. It's the space between every single object. And so when we understand that this space unifies us, and we can call this space filled with life force, filled with information, filled with energy, and if we understand ourselves as energy, we can conceptualize that. But that doesn't really do anything. It's just a mental stimulation. It's just a thought structure. The way that we can divide that gap is humble ourselves. Put ourselves in other people's situation. When we put ourselves in other people's shoes and we are humble enough to realize that we are no greater, we are no better, we are no different at the fundamental level of our being, we are prepared to show up with love and compassion, and we are prepared to confront the aspects that do divide us within ourselves. If we are prepared to do that, then we can close that gap inside ourselves, because it's seen as external because we see us and other, but that is just the illusion that we are here to resolve internally. And so having an internal practice, having a meditative practice, a spiritual practice, choosing an inner pathway where we can see all those misqualified energies, those misqualified aspects of ourselves that we try to suppress, that we try to project, we try to pretend that aren't there. And when we confront them with loving, radical compassion, when we do that, we no longer feel divided internally. And when we no longer feel divided internally, we no longer see division externally. So it's never that, oh, I have to do this in order to resolve that. We can do that on the short term, but the long-term solution is that we must remember who we truly are. And we only get there through the internal work. First, it's the purification, cleaning up our life, cleaning up our perceptions of ourselves, questioning everything and everyone. Don't believe anything I say. Choose what I say that resonates with you. Don't believe anything that anyone else says. Now we're swimming in a sea of information, overloaded in. We don't know what's real or what's not. We have to use something much greater. That's the intelligence of our hearts. We have to tune into the resonance. We have to tune into the integrity of every person speaking. They speak through a harmony. If you listen carefully enough, you can see if there's honesty there. You can feel if they're real or they're just a show. You can feel if they're saying something that they want you to hear, they want you to see them as, or they're saying something because it's a part of their actual being, because they have that part of themselves that they're living. They're not just speaking it to be seen in a certain way. They're living it with the very aspect of their life and their method of life. And so when we become an extension of our own words and our own beliefs, because we not only believe it, but we live it, and we live the division inside. We live beyond the division of this person or that person or this concept or that concept. And we heal those aspects inside ourselves. And we show up with that knowing, that quality of love that unifies all opposites. And we are humble. We are truthful. When we do that, we then will be miraculously surprised with how all the things that pulled us away from ourselves are no longer there. All the desires to polarize self and are no longer there. And the virtues that you truly are, not just something that you have to have or practice, but the quality of who you truly are as a light inside you, the virtue of patience, the virtue of compassion, the virtue of the disciplines to live an integral life and be integral. Allow your word to be integral. Allow all the actions to be an expression of your integrity. When you live that, heaven moves with you, breathes with you, steps with you. and you see everyone as someone that you can serve. A true spiritual being is someone that closes their eyes and feels peace, because all the pieces of division have come into whole internally. They're not closing their eyes and then going to a rabbit hole of thoughts and the monkey's just jumping around from branch to branch. It's like there's this centeredness, there's this peace that you've cultivated. And we can't just rest on our spiritual laurels and think that, oh, I've done that for many, many years. I'm well on the path. You have to consistently show up. You consistently polish that mirror. You consistently polish all those aspects. You show up because life will show you who you are. And when you do that consistently as a way of life, and then when you're given the opportunity to show up in life, and you show up in your truth is no longer yours alone. Your truth becomes a universal truth that becomes contagious. Your love is no longer for you and a selected group of others. It becomes a universal love that becomes contagious. The light that for you is not just for your light you've found, it becomes universal that you can shine upon others. And so when you are living a life that's beyond divides, then you remember that there never was a division. And so you show up with that realization. And sometimes it takes many lifetimes to get there, and sometimes you're blessed to get there quicker, because your level of devotion and commitment to that path actually takes you further. And when you stop preventing yourself from thinking that you're this small, separate person, and you actually know that you're a light that can never be extinguished, and you ask, you pray, you meditate to see that, one day a fall of grace will come upon you, and it will all make sense, and you'll never see someone separate from you ever again.
I have an extension of that question. So, one of my big dharmas is equality, and so I just want to take that one step further and say the only reason that oppression can happen is if someone is seeing someone else as separate. So this was spoken from the first person, everything you said, like this is how we find peace and model that, and that's great, and we're leading from the heart, but how can we change the world so no one can see other as separate and create violence, disease, disharmony, war, all of these things that we see because of this one problem, that people are separated? How do we not only like model, but create a lack of ability to do that? Is that...
Yeah, no, it's a good question, and it's always the question that's the follow-up.
It's hypothetical, right? Yeah.
Because it's a great question, and it is the same question, because it's okay. Yes, that's all well and good for us. We're privileged. We're in the Western world. We're so well beyond the problems that we see with feasting and famine. Like we're feasting, and others are, in famine. There's wars. There's children that are having untold crimes that are happening. How do they just show up in love? Like, how is it right for us to feel that, we're all righteous and we just have to show up in love? But then there's people around the world that are literally having their homes blown up. Oh, just pray to love. And, that will set you free. Well, how's that really going to work for them? Well, it's not going to work, is it? It's not going to work completely, but it's a start. It's a start to actually have greater faith. And then it's like there's people that have opposing religions. So they pray all day long, but yet they're living in war-torn countries. How does that add up? So that's why when we're looking at something from a collective level, we have to see it from that level in which we're looking it at. And when we see that this world, for thousands and thousands of years, there's been so many different wars. And those wars have imprinted into the lands, imprinted into the genetic structure of these people that have carried over those traumas, generation after generation after generation, carried over into those systems, carried over into those policies, carried over into those ways of life, when we see it from not just a short perspective of like, how can this instantly change now with a click of a finger if we just be the peace that we want to see in the world? When we understand from a collective vision that this is systemic, we have to go into the very roots. A democracy is not going to work in certain Middle Eastern countries. It just is not going to work. There needs to be leaders of peace. There needs to be enlightened leadership. That enlightened leadership is the one that has been chosen from the minority as a leader in those specific countries, is that they can actually model the way in which to live life. And then from those religious leaders, those political leaders, those governance, that systems, they're structured with the morals, the virtues, the integrity required for people to then become a product of those very systems. So when we look at that, we have to see it's the very structure that they're living in. When we see it from a collective perspective, of course they're warring. Look at the role models that they have. Look at who's speaking to them. Look at what they're focusing their energy on. Of course that's going to be a production of their reality. Now, I'm not saying that democracy is the answer to all things either. Democracy has many problems. Look at our country. It's like it needs to find a third choice, and hopefully we find it in the independence and reclaiming it. Now, when we take it to a global level, we first have to start modeling in communities. And when we start showing and we bridge, like, this is the data, this is what we're doing, this is how we're living, this is how we're showing up, and it's working. We can apply this to our communities. That's why we always say the golden age is not going to be seen on a collective level for the entire world. It's going to be in communities at first. And those communities, beacons, become lighthouses. And then we're going to see mass migration. That's already happening. People are exiting the cities. They want to get out of the cities. They want to get out of that matrix. They want to find their tribe. They want to find the people that are in resonance with what they feel inside their hearts. And then we're going to see the bees finding the honey. And when we find each other, we come together. We're better together. We're better and stronger together. And it's not that we're better than anybody else. It's that when we come together in equality, when we come together with showing up with our virtues, that is our greatest jewels that we've been given, can demonstrate. And then we can apply that in ways where when people are open, because if someone's open, no matter what's happening in their country, if they're not open to support, it doesn't matter what we do. But we can send love, we can send that, we can pray for them. And what that will do is then impregnate the fields of information that they're receiving to hopefully land inside them. And so we can help in unseen ways. But ultimately, we have to unify together. The more we come together and the more we build the integrity of our heart, of our field, of our light, the more that we build that and we become strong pillars, we don't have to have 144,000. We become 144,000 united in one. We become an extension of the many in the one. And as we keep coming together and coming together, our coherent signature of resonance starts dissolving and transmuting the dissonance. And then we have to start working with the grids, because a lot of the grids have been fractured. And the grids is like, say, for our body, if our meridians are blocked, if our energetic structure is blocked in not receiving that information, that data, if our organs aren't communicating holistically to each other, what's going to happen? Dis-ease. Dis-ease is showing us, or showing the body, what's not working. And so war is a collective disease, really, when we look at it. And when we approach it like that, and we understand that if we can build the resonance from ourselves, we can help influence the grids, we can pray, and that can send directly into the heart of certain locations that need those prayers. And then when we extend ourselves of listening to what others' needs are, we can do what we can do together. And maybe we go to certain places that are open to receive. Piece by piece, we build peace. And so, you know, that there's no real answer something short term when it's become such a long-term entrainment in the very information of the energetic structures that these people have been brought into. And, you know, you may not know the souls that they have lived in different incarnations. It doesn't make it normal, it doesn't normalize it. It shouldn't. It should just put things into a perspective like there is a divine design that's playing out. And yes, when we see war, it's an extension and an expression of the war that's happening inside the individuals. And when we approach it like that, beyond the ideas of different races, different religions, different creeds, different countries, different borders and different boundaries, we go beyond that. We come back to the fundamental truth of love thy neighbor as thyself. We show up in that space, or we have leaders that show up in that space, then that can become contagious, because there's nothing more contagious than truth and love. And so we just need to model it, and we need to keep extending the olive branch.
Well, I would like your help. Maybe we can apply what you're saying right now, because right now there's 2 million people who are very quickly running out of food, water, electricity, and the bombs are still falling.
Yeah.
The whole world needs to say, stop, it's time to stop. The bombs have to stop. We need to get help to these people. These are our people. They're not, I don't know why, but it's like I'm there, I hear the children screaming, it's like I feel it in my body.
Of course.
What we do right now is the whole world needs a miracle.
Yeah, we absolutely do. We absolutely do. And yes, when there is this crimes against humankind, and because people have forgot the kindness of their heart, that they can't feel the pain that they're inflicting on somebody else. And when war is driving incredible profits for certain elites, then they don't see the benefit of stopping it. And that's the problem that we're living in, is that people need to reclaim their sovereignty and their choice for a new system, to change a new system, to change the governmental structures that are preventing us to truly stand up and go, we want peace, we choose peace. We choose absolutely peace. And that no one should be profiting from these inhumane crimes against humanity. Because that's what a war is, it's crimes against humanity. And so really, that takes a lot of exposure, which is happening right now. The world is being exposed with the industrial complexes that are actually profiting from the problems that are happening. And people need to remember that we have great power if we unify. And then when we unify together, and we all want peace, we all want happiness, we all want to have the free will to live this life. When we come together, we should pray together, we should meditate together, we should unify together in every single way that we possibly can. And this is just a small community that has that capacity, but there's many small communities that could create an army of light, an army of peace. And there is nothing but sadness that comes from any type of destructive events. And right now, on very holy land, even though all land is holy, there is many, many souls that are exiting right now and are basically living at the demise of the ones that are trying to suppress the very free will that we have. But we have to remember that, and we have to choose that. And the ones that do choose that, we can show up with any way we possibly can. And we pray for divine intervention. We can pray together. If we pray for that, we support with that. There's a collective avatar that can come and help and support this. And we know people from in full spectrums of life that are trying to help in many unseen ways, that are there on the ground. And yeah, the entire world should stop. Anytime there's a war, the entire world should stop. And if we made that a law or a mandate, a true mandate, everyone stopped and put a mask on their face, and everyone stopped, and the power that was inflicted was like, in a week's time, everyone can, literally stop what they're doing out of fear of their own life. But now we have the fear of many lives being lost. Why should we all not just stop and pray for that world? If they think about their own security, can stop and put a mask on their face within days of mandates coming out, then we should be able to stop and get on the floor and pray on our knees and absolutely meditate together and call in the highest powers to come through, so everything and everyone should stop for that. That's what we think, and it's interesting to feel what you think and each one of you feel, because ultimately, if we had that type of true benevolent governance, where all of humanity was under one governance of universal law, and the governments were servants to that law, then it'd be quite powerful what we could achieve together. And a pandemic happens and everyone stops and puts the mask on their face. A war happens and no one's doing anything. This is the crazy world we live in. And we must make sense. We must be that expression of peace and justice, so we can send that information out for all that are prepared to listen, to receive that. Because you're not the only one that feels the tears, feels the cries, feels the bloodshed. Because anyone that taps into the true integrity of your heart, when you feel your heart truly, you feel your heart is one with everyone. And you'll never want to commit a crime upon anyone because you're doing it to yourself. And unfortunately, these people have forgotten who they are. And so we must sometimes remind them. Remind them by reminding ourselves consistently and reminding others. I think it's perfect time to...
We were like, this is the fourth song that you've literally said the lyrics to, so it's time.
Thank you, beloved.
3 go by, so. This one you've never heard before, but I wrote it 20 years ago. And it's not on Spotify, but you can buy the album over there. It's been erased other than a few copies that I still have, so. The mystery is building. So let's use this song as a prayer, a collective prayer.
Yes.
It's called Strong. In this world of sand and stone, we're all born and we die.
doesn't even have a home. And my sisters, I will hold you through the night, and you promise me you won't give up the fight, 'cause you are strong and you are brave, and maybe someday be a better way. Hold on, we pray. The dark will fade away, and we see the light in the day, because we're strong. Gotta hold on, hold on. And we'll see the light in the day, because we're strong.
Thank you.
Sanandaji, it's 8:38, and I know you wanted to conclude around 8:30, so there are always more questions, but it's up to you.
Thank you. I feel we take a few more questions, and then we can end with a beautiful meditation and just another collective prayer. And may our life that we choose to live, that we have the free will to live, may it be an extension of the prayer that we have for peace on this planet. And so just anything that you take away from this evening is that allow every moment never be taken for granted, and allow every extension be an extension from your heart, and be an extension to offer any peace, any resolution, even if it's just the intention that you're sending out, and to ask for divine intervention. And so may your acts of kindness and your daily acts be a ritual of prayer.
The last question, and
Beautiful sharing. Thank you so much, and thank you everybody. And we're all feeling it so deeply. But I have often thought that if only I could let so many people that I know, and all the people they know, and everything gets around really fast. What if we just say 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. We're all just going to tune in for peace, and just make it a practice and start it right here. Whoever wants to join me,
Yes.
I'll put it out to my own network.
Beautiful.
What I find is when we take a step, it takes us more into our multi-dimensional self, and we can bring that higher self here. And if it's something that's in need of the collective. It's like these wings coming underneath and lifting us up and lifting us into our higher selves so we can connect with that more than, the subconscious, which is so painful.
That's a beautiful point. We have 6:30 meditation every day, so maybe after 6:30 at the 7, at the end of the meditation, we can do, prayers of peace every single day. So that feels like a beautiful reminder that we do have that power, that we do have that opportunity together to drop in, and we can drop in and make our voice, not the verbal voice that we hear, but the voice of our hearts, be a broadcast for that peace. Yeah.
Well, it just so happens that most of the people who lead the meditations at 6:30 in the morning and 6:30 at night are in this room.
Oh, fantastic.
So
Of
let's
course.
do that. Let's, whoever the leader is at the end of the meditation, let's then open up the space for prayers for peace.
Yes,
Beautiful.
yes. And if you are looking for support in your meditative practice, then we're definitely encouraged to join us. And every day, every evening, meditation, 6:30, morning and evening. And really that's your opportunity. Prayer is talking to God, talking to the one force that is of our true being. And meditation is listening, is opening up to receive. And so it's that giving and receiving. And that's ultimately why we're here in life. The only reason that we're here in life and how we master life comes down to really one thing, but that one thing is seen in two things. And it's giving and receiving love. Giving love and receiving love. And how that looks like it in the wisdom that you gain from that is trusting and surrendering, which ultimately is the masculine and the feminine, the two polarities of all of the genders of our human existence. It's trusting the masculine and surrendering to the feminine. And what is that? That is giving and receiving love. Giving and receiving love. Yeah. Beloved, you had another question?
Yeah, this is from Drina Joy down in Ecuador. It's a big question.
Okay.
How can we apply the lessons and wisdom from both the ancient civilizations and our interdimensional galactic brothers and sisters to avoid the doom and gloom scenario and create a beautiful planet of peace?
Yeah, beautiful. And that's what we're all intending. And there's two aspects really. One is to be a bridge for others that are still coming into that potential, because many have a lot of trauma to deal with, have a lot of programming, conditioning. That's really the only thing that appears to separate us, is our own conditioning. That's the only thing that really, in the appearance, but we are not our conditioning, therefore there is no separation. So learning from the ancients of antiquity and learning from the future of the galactics and beyonds, it all comes really down to that medium of love. It always returns to love, because love is that diamond spectrum of all virtue, which produces all meaning. And when we understand love as the fundamental nature of our being, not something that we must have from someone, we must get from someone else, give to someone else, it's actually something that we are, and we radiate, and it becomes contagious where others can shine. So when we step into our shine, we step into the greatest technology from the ancient past and from the near distant future. And so that coherent resonant signature of love, and that love shows up as compassion, that love shows up as patience, that love shows up in the multiplicity of all the virtues. But when we drop into that, we unify collectively. And that's really this next phase, is we must be a bridge of love for others that don't love themselves, because they don't love who they see in the mirror, because of their actions, because of what's happened to them. They have to find forgiveness. We can be a bridge of that forgiveness to help radiate our love, so that can help draw them back in, bring them closer to love them greater, so they can so they can feel whole, even if it's just for a moment, but that moment that can change their life. And then it's to keep our focus. Keep our focus of not some near in the distance, far in the distance, but something nearer and closer to you. What would that look like? What would that feel like? Meditate every single day, pondering upon, what does the Golden Age look like? How do I look? What am I showing up as? How do I serve? How do I see others serve? How do I see the environment? What is the Golden Age where this sacred earth is truly honored for the great bounty that she gives unconditionally every single day? We're not just stepping on her body, taking her for granted, but we're loving her, stewarding her sacred garden. How do we see her gardens flourishing? When we see that and we imprint the world around us, our little micro world, when we do this consistently, we start instructing the field, we start creating this structured space around us. And then someone comes into contact with that and they get this download. They just get a Ziploc file that just unlocks in their field that you've just given to them because you've been cultivating this light. And so when we use that, our sacred commodity of divine presence to be present with that future happening as now, and we live in that frequency, we live those morals, those virtues, we help create a standard of life that elevates others, not give a hand out, but a hand up to help others rise. And when we do that consistently, and that's the key, consistency, and we do it with the multiplicity of community, then it can be a wave of transference, a wave of profound peace. Because there is many timelines that show the doom and gloom. Media is just consistently just projecting that. We must be so aware of what we're giving our attention to. If we're giving our attention to certain live streams or certain videos or certain commercials or certain programs that are tuning to fear, you might want to think that if you want peace in the world, because it really comes down to one choice, and it's love. The perception is that there's a choice of fear, but fear is only because one is ignoring love. And so when we become so conscious with every single thing we do, and one might feel, well, that's a lot of work. Why are you here to do that work? Yeah. Okay. Is there any last question before we go into a beautiful collective song and prayer and meditation to just amplify everything that we've cultivated and co-created together, to amplify this and multiply this to where it's needed in this sacred world? Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Ask for a little healing for every one of us.
That's exactly what we're going to do. So let's not, the greatest way to heal is to give healing. The greatest way to heal yourself is to help heal others. So let's do it. Let's not just talk about it. Let's be that. All right, taking a deep breath in and honoring these beautiful, beautiful beings of just thank you for bringing the sonic alchemy into this home space. It's been a true joy.
It's the Vulcan mind meld of the sacred world. You say it, I sing it. I wrote it, you say it. It's
magic.
all one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's absolute
you.
magic.
Thank you, magic, yes.
So let's just close our eyes, taking a big smile in our hearts, with our face, opening up our crown. Smiling opens up your crown, so your crown can be filled with light. And breathe that light in, that life force down into your heart. And we invoke the peace that we are. We invoke the love truly are. We invoke the grace that we truly are. May we set a collective intention for this meditation to ripple out to the many hearts that need to remember that we are of one species. We're here to be humankind to one another. And when we request and call forth divine intervention to come, and be with us here and now, and always, in all ways. And so we set the field up for victory, and we see the hearts opening and the guns being placed down. We see the light returning to the people that have forgotten how to love themselves and each other. As we begin with peace, we shall end with peace and continue always with peace. So breathe in, and as you breathe out, send your awareness down to the earth, into her heart. So our hearts become one with her heart. One breath. Putting your hands over your hearts. heart to expand beyond your body, expands beyond this community, expands beyond this country, expands throughout this world. Feeling your heartbeats, beating with the one beats of sacred Gaia, the Earth Mother. May all the children on her body feel their heart loved. May all the women on this sacred plane feel their heart with love. May all the men on this plane fill their hearts with love. May we see all beings and all sentient life feel the love of the one Creator, the one creation. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Samesta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samesta loka sukhino bhavantu. Samesta loka sukhino bhavantu. May all the beings in all the lands be happy and truly find peace, the peace everlasting of God, the Most High. Blessed, blessed be. Hosanna in the highest. The sirens are on. Let's start a movement. Wage peace. It's truly been an honor. Thank you so much.
Likewise.
And thank you, all beloveds.
Thank you.
And a reminder that Johanna is going to be doing a concert right here tomorrow night. So let's all come, bring our friends, and enjoy dropping in even deeper with her music.
The word.
Yeah, I don't think I've played in Ashland since previous to the pandemic, so I'm excited.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Good timing. Thank you so much, friends. What is that at 7 p.m.?
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
At 6:30.
I'm at the end of a month. Yeah, 6:30 meditation, 7 p.m. concert, and it'll be Chad, Ross, thank you for all of your hard work.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you. Myself, and then, I mean, who knows, I might call some Ashland friends to play with me tomorrow, because I'm a little late. Who knows who's gonna show up? I do know people here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
All right. Blessings, beloveds. Thank you.
Be well.
We love we. God night.
You got a song?
Do you want to do one more or you?
No, I'm gonna do a bunch more tomorrow.
All right, all right.
But you know what? I do have all of these beautiful things over here. And,
Well, thank you, beautiful Awakening World audience, Global Peace Drivers, TwinRay people who are watching, and all the people watching on Facebook, all the different pages. I hope you've enjoyed this show tonight, this wonderful evening. Share the recording with friends, and we will see you all on Saturday night. God's blessings, everybody. And thank you, Omoshar. Thank you, beloved brother Omoshar, for holding the fort and holding the space. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go to gallery view one last time. And here we go. Good night, everybody.